This is an assembly guide for the Talon crossbow. Here's what you get. You get a box, and inside the box are the two pieces of the crossbow, the stock and the prod. You lift out the prod, lay it down on a bit table, lift out the stock, also in the box will be anything else you've got. This one has a scope in it and a laser, and importantly it has this big Allen key. Don't know what the size is. So put the box out the way just now. So here's what we have. Here are the three components of your crossbow. If you have a wooden stocked one, it's the same number of components. To assemble your crossbow, take the stock out of its bag, remove the top tube if it's a standard version. Top tube comes off. Take the prod, and if you look, there is a split washer and a bolt, and they're just finger tight, so if you remove that, this is a pinch bolt that pinches the tube of the stock to hold everything in place. When you plug the two pieces together, the string goes on top of the rail and the wire goes under the rail like that, and then line up the tubes. If you have a Raptor, you have two tubes to line up. If you have a wooden crossbow, you only have one. Once you get the tubes lined up, they push all the way home, and there is a stop so that you can tell that it's fully home. At this point, it's worth test fitting the top rail, because that will tell you whether or not you're fully home. So there's the tube at the rear of the stock, and you see it's now flush, everything is flush at the front there. So we know that the stock and the prod are fully inserted. Remove the top tube again. And we're going to insert the pinch bolt. Now the pinch bolt has a flat, and the flats go up. So we put the pinch bolt in on both sides with the flats up, run it up by hand as much as you can, then use the key, the Allen key, and take it in until you feel a little bit of resistance. It's just the pinch bolt is just starting to grip, which is about there. Now what we need to do is to line up the prod with the stock. Now there's two ways of doing it. You can use a straight edge across the rail. So there I've used the barrel, and if you look, you'll see that the prod is maybe a little bit off. We'll give it a little tweak. The other point is this part here, it actually sits in the centre of this disc. So visually, if you look at that, you can tell pretty much whether everything's straight or not. But I would say that that's good enough to work with. So what we'll do is we'll run the bolt up a bit further. So there's the bolt down there, and we'll just take the bolt in a couple of turns just so that it holds it, and then visually check again. Visually check everything seems to be lined up. And this bolt wants to be as tight as you can make it. You won't strip it, they're very good quality. Just get it as tight as you can. It goes up quite a bit, it will pinch quite hard on that. There we are. So there's our talon crossbow assembled. While we're here, I'll show you how to put the laser in if you've bought the optional laser. You see the button on the laser? If you push that, you can see the red light for the laser. The button goes on this side, it goes on the right hand side. So the laser goes into that tube. It's held in by this bolt down here. So it goes all the way in, and that gives you the 3 adjustment screws at angles at the front. I'll show you that in a second. And then nip up the screw underneath. The laser is now operated by the button on the side of the barrel just there. So that button, which you can press with your left hand if you're right-handed when you're aiming, and that is running the laser. To adjust the zero on the laser, you just progressively slacken and tighten these screws to move it about. So that's a talon crossbow. It's a very easy job to assemble it. It's only one bolt and a little bit of care. Thank you.